This one had what, 159,000 impressions, almost 1,200 comments, 2 reposts. This 26-second pitch booked 85 meetings last week, which it did. After you get a reply, speed to reply is the biggest factor in missing or gaining a deal. The whole pitch changed. That moment, on the spot, I changed my pitch. And the first action I did is we did not write a single line of code, nothing. We were like, okay, we are not going to build anything. I went to sleep. The first 12 hours, 3 people had purchased. While the world is out there to help you, nobody owes you anything. What value have I produced to the world around me that people would say, okay, you know what? The value should be given back to him. What do I even post about? I don't have a product built. There's nothing to show. Ideas are worth nothing. The execution is worth everything. And we take that terminology, bring it into our messaging, and then just have content based off of that messaging. I have a list of 30 people that I call my echo chamber. That is free ad space. Comments are the new posting on LinkedIn. It was Adam Robinson saying that our pitch was fantastic. 100% absolutely written by AI, edited by me, and pushed out. They basically just said, yeah, like I raised like 18 million or something. I was like, well, okay, how much revenue do you have? And I was like, I'm assuming 0. Because if you talk to me this way, I can't imagine how you talk to your customers.
If I was a VC, I would at least invest $1 million just into Phil's network as a product.
Do that as a conscious effort constantly every day, 18 hours a day that I work. And I work probably more. We invest a $100,000 check. I got on a call with them. They're like, oh, we'll sign 250 right now. Like right now. We'll give you a term sheet. Like we're sending you a term sheet. I'm like, no. If a founder is not doing founder-led sales till $1 million in ARR, is this product even worth it? If you can't sell it, why do you think an employee could sell it? Be the top 1% version of yourself. Then you have nothing to worry about in the world. It's not perfect yet by any means, but I thought of a profile as a landing page. And I said,
hey everyone, I'm today here with Abdul Mukati, the founder of Masterinbox. I think you're just 90 days in from like idea to product, right?
I think we passed 100.
There you go. The 100 days. Yeah.
100 and we could go exact on this. I think we might be 110. Yes, I think we might be 110.
But yeah, I remember Abdul from when we met. He was just 40 days in from idea to product, just starting to sell things. And now he has gone from almost nothing to like 40 to 60,000 impressions on his LinkedIn posts. Like yesterday, he put out a post and like within 1 hour, the guy had hundreds of comments. I think he's still like at like 390 comments or something. And yeah, he's killing it on the LinkedIn side and GTM side. It's not a fluke. He keeps doing it. He keeps killing it every week. So there's a method to the madness, and he's definitely going to share it with us. But Abdul, over to you. What's Masterinbox? Who are you? How did you come up with the idea? What's the story, man?
Hey, thanks for having me, man. First off, I think one thing that needs to be noted is for 40-day mark, I met you, and you were one of the most incredibly helpful people that I've come across. So I think you need to know that. I mean, and I'm not just saying it because we're on this recording. I genuinely mean it, right? You basically helped me open arms. You helped me introduce me to Phil, right? Like you did things that you didn't really have to do. And I don't think many founders do, and they should do more of, right? They should be helping others. And I think you embodied that give forward mentality. So thank you so much for that, man. What is Master?
You deserve it, man. Like you're killing it. Like you took it and you killed it.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And it goes out to all the people that have helped me because, we don't come far without the support of people around us, right?
Yeah.
This is, yes, it does feel like a lone journey, but it definitely is one that has so many supporters to help push us forward. So thanks to all of them. We basically help lead gen agencies combine their replies across email and LinkedIn into one master inbox so they never miss a reply. One of the biggest things about outbound is that everybody's thinking about what's the next tool to send more messages, send more emails, send more DMs, and how to land an inbox. And people forget that after you get a reply, speed to reply is the biggest factor in missing or gaining a deal. And Masterinbox helps facilitate that speed to reply journey. We ensure that you're able to reply within minutes of getting a reply back, and the fact that it doesn't get missed, especially if you're using a lot of different tools. Your LinkedIn inbox is separate. Your inbox on your email is totally different. If you're using multiple different email accounts across multiple different sales reps, where's all that data going? We basically manage only the reply management part of that data.
Super cool, man. Super cool. Yeah. First time I saw the product, like I totally love the idea. First of all, like, getting LinkedIn, and because we're building a CRM, so next is a CRM. And one of the biggest problems that people have, or at least like, that's like the first step into CRM is like, you have to first get customers in the door where you're sending these campaigns out and they reply and you have to manage those replies, then they become leads, and then they can come to your CRM. So there's like so much that has to happen before that. And people, especially agencies that I talk to, they're like, dude, like my biggest problem is making sure that, I first get those leads and make sure that I do not miss replies, I do not miss any context. And then, we can keep moving forward with like full context on like what's happening. And then like the first part of it is actually getting the reply done, right? So can't be missing that.
100%. I think one of the cool things how Next and Masterinbox seamlessly, I think one of the ideologies we have is the full context ideology. We do it for threads, right? So we only do it for the reply side, which is like, we call it master threads. Your LinkedIn full thread and your email context thread, we bring it in. And now imagine taking that, bring it into Next, and then having the recordings from people, having like you guys do all the recordings, the insights from calls, what the follow-ups need to be, what the to-dos are. Like, that whole ecosystem, combining both of them together, I think is incredibly powerful. I don't know if people know about this, but they could do a lot with just that one simple workflow.
Yeah.
It's immensely powerful.
Which is what I've realized as well, right? Like a lot of the work people call like CRMs are like complex piece of software and you have to have these workflows. But what I've seen companies mostly do, even up to Series B, is like they're just doing deal pipeline management. It's just like I'm getting a message, I'm getting on a call, I'm replying to them, I'm following up, and it's just that whole cycle day over day. And all you need is just like the whole context of like what's happening, where do I need to go? That's it, right? So we both are just trying to solve the same problem in different ways, in different places. Like, how do I make sure that you're not missing on any replies? And then if you come to the CRM, how do I make sure that you know everything about them before you jump into this call and take the deal forward? But that's great, man. But how did you even come up with the idea? What's the story behind it?
It is a long story. I'm going to try to cut it very short. But I was building another outbound software. So I built up outbound software before in 2018, 2019, and I sold it in 2022. And I thought, out of hubris and thinking like, hey, I know better what outbound needs now. End of 2024, I went out to build another outbound software, and we built one that we thought was better than everybody else's. Everybody thinks the same thing, right? As they go out. And I was presenting the software in Qatar. I believe in Dubai, in Step SF conference. I presented it both Qatar and Dubai. Same thing, similar things have happened. Because when I was presenting that software for the outbound software, in another tab, it was an inbox that I had created for myself that allowed me to see all the messages that I sent people on LinkedIn and the emails that I might have sent them as well. The idea was to I just needed one place to have it, and my team had just built it for me because that's how I was going to track everybody on the conference. Right? I accidentally opened that tab when I was presenting. And I went right away back. I was like, oh, no, sorry, this is not it. And I went back. And somebody in the crowd was like, bro, an explicit word. I don't want your outbound software. I want whatever that was. And I was like, you don't even know what it is. He's like, yeah, but I saw LinkedIn and I saw email together. I'm already sold. So that was it. I was like, okay, this is crazy. The whole pitch changed that moment on the spot. I changed my pitch and I basically said, let's see if this works. And that whole day I just repitched the new pitch, and it was incredible because all the stalls that were there that day, everybody on the stalls end to end knew my pitch. They knew my pitch because I'd said it so many times and they'd heard me say it. It was crazy. So that's how it came about. It was just an idea. And then in April 11th is when we formalized it to say, okay, I think we need to start a company for this.
Wow. Yeah. They see I think a lot of these inventions that we don't even realize have occurred through accident. Like the ballpoint pen was an accident. The chips was an accident. It was actually a very pissed off chef who was like, I'm going to piss off this guy and make these fried potatoes really bad and really salty. And they're like, I like it. These are chips now.
They're really good.
They're really good. Yeah. But yeah, it's also like, it kind of points to the fact that people say this a lot, but this is kind of like what he did practically, is that you should solve your own problem first. And if you can solve your own problem, there are many people like you, believe it or not, there are enough people like you that you can make $1 billion business out of this, right? So I think very few of us realize that we would like go and create a software. Maybe this guy has this problem. Let's create something for this guy. But like, no, solve something for yourself. And then if you know the problem and if you know how you solved it for yourself, find more Abduls, find more Nazes, and then you can just go sell it to them. Yeah, that's it.
That's the biggest thing. So I think that incident happened, I believe, at end of February and then carried on into March. And I sat there for like literally 30 days thinking about this. And I said, what am I going to do in these 30 days to make sure that this next business is going to be successful? All right. And the first action I did is we did not write a single line of code, nothing. We're like, okay, we are not going to build anything. We built an outbound software without talking to anybody. Where did it get us? Well, it did get us good. We were still at like, I think 2 months in 170K ARR, but we closed it down. I refunded everybody. I refunded all our customers. I said, we're going to close down that business. We're going into a different direction. But the biggest action we took was we went and I started reaching out to people on LinkedIn. I had an ICP, and at that time I thought my ICP was founders. Okay. So I started reaching out to the people that were just founders and consistently started conversations. I think I had about 60 or 70 conversations with people before I said, oh dude, this is a lot of meetings I'm booking just off of interest. Maybe I should put up a landing page and a video and see if I can get people to opt in and see how serious they are. And I put up a very basic landing page, put up a video of myself just in this room, actually, in this exact room. There was a video of myself.
I've seen the video. Yes.
Yeah, with my phone, like, hey, this is Abdul, blah, 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 whatever, right? And I had an opt-in form because I didn't know how else to capture this interest. And then I said, okay, let's do one simple thing. So I started talking to founders who I thought were my ICP. I created a landing page to capture their data, right? And then I said, man, everybody's telling me, yes, they're interested. Yes, it's really cool, but would they pay? Because that's what matters. Because if they, to my face, everybody's going to say, yeah, like, oh my God, this is a great idea, because they don't want to be rude. Nobody's going to come out to you and say, hey, oh man, this is a terrible idea. I think you should move forward. I do that to people. I will say if I think something's terrible, but not everybody is going to, right?
Yeah.
So like, I was like, man, we need to filter all of this out. I think we were at 100 conversations, and I put up, right after the opt-in, I put up a landing page that said $99. $99, and to just buy the product. And it's a locked-in deal, like your price will never change, etc.
Yeah.
And I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning and 3 people had purchased. This is not even 24 hours. The first 12 hours, 3 people had purchased. And I was like, whoa, let's stop. Like, we need to stop this payment system. Like, I'm not taking any more payments. What was interesting is none of those 3 people were founders. None of them. They were all agencies, right? And more explicitly, they were cold email agencies. So like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I did not realize that. The rest of the people, because by the time I actually got to closing the payment system to actually, more other people purchased, they were different ICPs. Like one person I talked to yesterday for the first time, I believe it or not. And she was like, I just bet on you. That's it. And she just paid, not a cold email agency, is a business owner. That's it. And I told her, you know what? You're never going to have to pay again for the software ever in your life. That was the only payment and final payment. The software is free for life for you forever, And I think we did that to 12 people, right? The initial first people that purchased from us, we said yes. We didn't tell them right away. And now that everything's gone well, we just backed out to them and say, hey, you're not having to pay ever again. But no, that was the initial journey, man. Like just from the first early days till getting the first people.
So that's a good segue to what I wanted to talk about specifically around GTM. Because as I told you before, when we met, you were just 40 days from idea to product. Now you're clocking more than 40,000 impressions on LinkedIn posts. And it's not been a while, it's been like 2 months or what since we met, right? So can you walk me through your GTM playbook that works today, and probably also how that evolution happened for you?
Yeah. I think I'm not one to always make videos or be out there or make posts or anything of that sort. But I think when we met, I noticed one thing. And I was like, man, I have like when I reach out to people, when I comment on something, or when I ask somebody for something, right? It seems like I get ignored. I absolutely get ignored, 100%. Yes, while the world is out there to help you, nobody owes you anything, right? So like the expectation we as founders go out in the world with, like as if people should help us. Why? Right? So like, what have I done? So I looked back and I said, what have I done for myself to earn this respect of actually being responded to? Like, what have I given out? What value have I produced to the world around me that people would say, okay, you know what? The value should be given back to him. And I said, okay, well, what I need to do is maybe focus on having a voice, right? However important the product is, there has to be a value add given to the world outside of that. So I focused on LinkedIn. And I think I started with like 1,200 people on LinkedIn. The problem is, well, when you start off on LinkedIn, none of those people are your ICP, by the way. And so I had to get rid of people on LinkedIn that were not my ICP. And there's still probably a lot of people on my that are not my ICP. And I constantly do that. So I said, okay, what am I going to do? And the first thing is like, dude, what do I even post about? I don't have a product built, right? Like, there's just an idea right now. There's nothing to show, which is what people say. There's like people all constantly say, I have no value to. No, it's your story. Like if you go back to all my posts all the way from the start, you'll notice it is just the story. It's just the idea. And it's so scary to do that for some people because they're like, dude, somebody's going to steal my idea. No, ideas are worth nothing. The execution is worth everything, right? So like everybody has brilliant ideas.
Man, oh man. Yeah, sorry for coming in there, but the number of times I have had these new founders who just came up with an idea, asking me, well, I will share it. Can you sign an NDA? I'm like, screw your NDA, bro.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear your idea if you just want me to sign an NDA. Like your idea doesn't matter. You could like talk through your idea with like 1,000 different founders in SF if you wanted, who have done tons of different businesses. They're not going to execute on your idea because probably it's really bad on day one. And it's only going to get better once you execute on it.
It's also like, what is your path of execution? I think this is the question that you had. Like, what is the true path of execution? And why does that matter so much, right? So the biggest thing is people have ideas, but they don't have a nailed down ICP before they build. So you need to nail down your ICP, your ideal customer profile, before you even build. And you need to talk to them about what to build. Because if you don't do that, who are you actually building for?
Even if you think that you've nailed down your ICP, dude, like this happens so much. Similar to you, it happened to us as well. Like we started off and we were like, our customers are just going to be agencies, which wasn't a wrong assumption. Like we started off with like a cool assumption, but we were like, we're just going to sell to agencies. Like agencies reach outbound, do outbound a lot. They always struggle with context on record all the time. They're going to have all these requirements coming left, right, and center. And this is where the problem is. We talked to a few agencies. Yes, the problem was there. And so let's build for agencies. And then we start building out. And I see that like my split of my wait list is like half agencies and half B2B AI SaaS companies. I'm like, why are B2B AI SaaS companies signing up for a product? I don't understand. Like, aren't you doing PLG? Like, okay, like why do you need it? Yeah, it was a good eye opener where these guys are coming in and saying like, I can't work with my CRM. Like there's so much manual updating and stuff. And what I also realized at that point was that in fact, there's a lot more outbound going on in the tech world that used to happen before. And it's not just like pure inbound that you just put up a blog post and people come in. It's like you have to make that effort on outbound. And then that outbound turns into inbound for you. So I realized that that's happening more and more of. And so kind of I would say the lines are also getting kind of blurred between how agencies sell these days and how like tech companies sell these days. It's not really too much different.
Personally, I have not done any real outbound. After the idea phase, no true outbound to sell, by the way. So we'll talk about that too. Our full motion is inbound, and it's a content-led inbound motion. I believe I will start outbound now. So the biggest thing about outbound is knowing what your message should be, right? Because like the ICP thing, the people have the ideal customer profile, like you said, in their mind. They get a realization of like what they talk to customers, they understand better. So what I like to do is I take like the customer and I listen to what they say, how they define the problem that I am trying to pitch. What is the words and terminology they use? And the never miss a reply thing came from customers, actually. And so the customers are the ones who actually said, hey, never miss a reply. hey man, like my replies are late on my outbound tool and I just don't want to miss them. And I was like, oh shoot. Like, so that terminology came from them. And then we take that terminology, bring it into our messaging, and then just have content based off of that messaging. So then it resonates with other people like them. And it sounds so simple. You're like, yeah, Abdullah, I know that. But man, when you put that into practice every day consistently, it compounds. And I think the biggest difference I made on LinkedIn for myself was my profile. It's not perfect yet by any means, but I thought of a profile as a landing page. And I said, when somebody lands on this profile, will they understand what I do and will they convert? Yes. And that was the only biggest difference. Tagline, super short. Like our tagline, I think, is replies get missed, clients get pissed, try Masterinbox. Like that's the tagline. It's not founder of X. It doesn't matter if I'm the founder or if I'm not. To me, it's irrelevant. To me, what matters is because that's ad space, if you think about it. So when you asked about what is the GT in motion, if every single day I wake up, right, which I do this, so I'm just telling you my day. Every day I wake up, and if I don't have a client call and I'm sitting in the middle, I have a list of 30 people that I call my echo chamber. These are people in my space that are reaching the same audience as me, right? They're targeting the same ICP as me. They may be competitors. They may not be competitors. It's not relevant. I will still go and comment on every single one of their posts. And the reason why I do that is because now every time I made a relevant, thoughtful comment, my tagline shows up as an ad. That is free ad space. Comments are the new posting on LinkedIn.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
You might have noticed the impression count showing up on comments these days.
Yeah. In fact, someone posted about it, I think this morning, about like how their comment got like crazy amount of impressions. And so like, because LinkedIn is just OP in terms of distribution. Like realize I would post, well, I'm not so much of an X guy. I used to be like 2009, but not anymore. And so I post this, like the same content or maybe like better content, like put good content in X, just doesn't work. And you just have to shit post every day. But what I've realized with LinkedIn is that the moment you post on LinkedIn, it's just the algorithm is so like, it's actually the algorithm is very horizontal because like X is more top down where if you have like a lot of followers, it like throws it to your followers, but LinkedIn is like goes to your peers, people who generally like keep looking at your posts or follow you. So it's very horizontal. So even if you comment or even if you like something, it just comes up right up on the feed. I feel, yeah, that way LinkedIn is good. But again, that takes me to, let's say, distribution. So of course, you got a profile figured out, right? You're going and commenting on these people. But then, and you got some good content, you understand your ICP, you know what kind of content to write. But that's still like a lot of people do that, but it still gets them like, let's say 20 comments, right? 10 likes, maybe 5 likes. And they're like, we can't break through this. How did you break through and were able to like get to thousands of impressions on almost every post?
So I don't believe it's every post, but some of them are 200,000 or 300,000.
Well, most of them.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Most of them. It is a repeatable process. I 100% agree. It is. So the first initial one I think that I came up with, if I'm not mistaken, was Adam Robinson saying that our pitch was fantastic. Like the pitch I gave him was amazing. And I was like, dude, why can't I get a clip? Like I was on that. It was just live and it just happened so randomly. I was like, man, maybe I could get a clip of that. I could see like what I could do with that. So I went to their team at retention.com and I said, hey man, can I get a clip of this? And they sent me a clip. And I said, dude, how can I make the most out of this clip? What would somebody do? Another founder, what did they do? They would have taken the clip, the whole clip, and they would have posted it. Right? Or they would have taken a section of that clip and they would have posted it. Said, hey man, I had a great conversation with Adam Robinson. They would have tagged Adam Robinson. And that's it. And I'm like, cool. Okay. I mean, you'll get some good engagement from that. And that's fine. But then you have to think about psychology, right? Like, why would somebody give a shit? Like, I get it. They want to give a shit about me. They might give a shit about Adam Robinson, but my audience is not full of his audience, right? So like my reach is not going to get there. So nobody's going to care that I met with Albert. Like I had this thing, like Adam Robinson said this. So how can I make it so that they do care? What is the term? Honestly, we could even look at this and dissect it down and be like, okay, what is it truly that really got this to go to that point? I'm totally open to do that.
Let's do it.
Let me scroll down. Yeah, I'm going to scroll down to where that is because I think it's been a little while since I posted about like, if I'm finding it, man, we did so much since then. And I think it's good to, and I did 2 back to back. That's why I just realized that too right now.
But yeah, I think you told me before that you reposted that clip, and Adam Robinson was like, "Dude, you're just using the same clip now."
Which is, I don't mind. I'm okay with that. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen.
You should be able to.
Yes.
There's a share screen thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is the post, right? All right. So let's take a look at this. Again, we another person just posted the post, right? This one had what? 159,000 impressions, almost 1,200 comments, 2 reposts. What is this? So the first thing is like Adam Robinson. That was the most beautiful pitch I've ever heard. This 26-second pitch booked 85 meetings last week, which it did. That's it. That was the, like, so it's, what is it? What is the outcome from it? What do people care about? People don't want to go through, watch a whole video. They just want to know what is the best meat of it. So I said, okay. And sometimes when you write a post, that's all you do, right? You just give the outcome and you walk away. No. You need to tease it a little bit. That's what psychology is, right? So I'm not saying do this all the time. Once in a while, making a post like this, it's okay. Once every 2-3 weeks, fine. Like, this is not what LinkedIn should be about. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is not the way LinkedIn should be. Please don't do this. Don't say that this is the playbook I said. I do not condone doing this all the time. So, and this also taught me a lesson. I'm like, how can I actually ship this? Because when I wrote this, I didn't have something to give to people, by the way. So like, okay, so here's why it worked. I told him why it worked. I was like, the pitch is 26 seconds. The response was 60. And I gave like the data. So like, not only the outcome, I give the meeting data. And I was like, hey, people overcomplicate this. Even Scott Leslie, he wants a demo, which I tagged him because he said it in the pitch. And I was like, hey, want the 47 word script that I don't want from the RB2B podcast? Just come and pitch. That's it. And then this just took off. And then I was like, oh my God, there's so many people that have want this. I now need to reach out to like 800, 900, 1,000 people, which is going to be impossible. What I do instead is just post a video with the whole video. Now this whole video is going to do better than it normally would have. Right.
So let's dissect this more, right? So this is like the classic, give people a shocking thing that happened, right? Something crazy happened. It's like I've seen so many LinkedIn posts that it's kind of like the template now. It's like something crazy happened, and this was like a crazy outcome from that. All right, it's like, okay, I want to know more. Like, how did that even happen, right? And you're giving proof right after that. Like, hey, here's the proof. It actually happened. This is what it was. And then you go into like, okay, I have the proof. This is you can talk about yourself. You can pitch a product, whatever it is, and connect it relevantly to that data. And then the last thing is like, okay, if you want to be able to do the thing that I did and get to this outcome that I'm telling you about, and talk to me, right? So exactly. Yeah, it's a very I think it's a very smart template. I've seen that being used a lot of smart people use this, and it works wonders.
Then we were at 85 from this one. These are 1 day apart, by the way. So like I posted this was 85, and then the next day I posted and we were at how many meetings? 124 meetings. We had that many booked more from that post. So we had another 40 meetings almost booked from that post alone.
Crazy.
So a single post. And if you notice, not all of I just sometimes just post like, hey, like it sounds impressive, but here's where it's not all sunshine. Like I just post about this stuff too. Like you'll see me, not everything does insanely well. You only see 2,000 impressions on certain things. You notice for days and days, you'll just have 2,000 impressions. Then you'll get one without an image, without anything, that does better. And you'll see like LinkedIn, like you said, it's an up and down journey. You're looking at my impressions as you go. I test different formats. I test different things, see what works, see what doesn't work. Right.
So that reminds me, like, stop at that one.
This one?
Yeah, because I love the format that you have. I don't know, many people don't know, probably. You kept doing a lot of posts where you just put a picture of yourself, and then you have the post around it. And sometimes the picture won't even like be actually connected with what you're posting about. Right? But like, Like, how did that work for you? Like, was that a format that you were just testing, or was that something that you figured out that was actually working better, and that you just kept on with it?
Testing, 100%. Everything's testing. But I didn't do it consciously, right? I just didn't like the empty space in
Hmm.
the text only, right? I do have some text only, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't like the empty space. And I was like, man, what could I put that if you were scrolling LinkedIn, you'd be like, who's this idiot? All right, I'm going to look at it. Like, look at this picture. Come on. This is like, I couldn't run for like Congress for this. Come on, bro. Like, this is crazy. You know, like you can't pull this on a billboard. Like somebody's going to go look back at this 2 years later and be like, this is the guy who runs Masterinbox, right?
It does get attention, right? Like, it's like, what the heck is this picture on your feed? And then you like want to scroll up and see the text about it, and if the first text gets your attention, that's it. Like, they click more, and you've got the impression.
Yeah, I mean, this one did pretty well because we got a few friends reached out and like, hey, what are you talking about? Like, it then, and then you get something like this. That's just me sitting and like, hey, Guru says post every day to get leads. Do this instead. Like, I literally have a post about what we're talking about.
Yes,
You
yes,
see, like,
that's true.
which is, I mean, I think this is the most powerful thing. If you notice one thing, it's every single day consistently. There is not a gap. Like there might, maybe one day, this
Oh
one,
yeah, this one,
you like,
the dapper
you
one.
remember? I just go through my feed from my travel photo. This is in Jordan, Wadi Rum, and this is in, just like, that's it. This, look at this one. It's like almost 100,000 impressions on this, right? And like 800. Okay, so this is one thing that I think that's really cool is because when you keep on testing content formats and you keep on testing ideas that you're working on the side and you share a little bit about your world, like this idea just came from me building something. Like, remember I said stop using Replit, Bolt, and Lovable? What am I doing here? Actually, not Replit, not Lovable, not Bolt. It's Cursor, but yes. But
There you
the
go.
idea, but the idea is like, yeah, I want code in my hand that I can touch, right? And when I was building an AI reply agent for myself, and because I was getting a lot of inbound, and I wanted to reply faster, and I wanted to build out an agent, we built this, and I said, hey, why don't I just post about it?
That's
And
pretty cool.
then we tested it on a data set, and it was crazy. So I shared it, and now this is now a product that's being built inside Masterinbox because
Super.
people wanted it so much. That drove product adoption. Like, it's like the people have signed up with us just to try this, which is crazy, which is not even out yet.
I think you're like just discovering your best features and products by accident, right? It's like, I think that's pretty much it. Like, when you're building a startup, you just like try out crazy ideas. You don't even know why you're doing this. Sometimes it just becomes part of the product because people just like it so much, and people tell you.
Built a support agent, shared that. I talked about my Airbnb. Like, just my life is online, which is crazy as a founder. And some people say, hey, this distracts, like this is me going to a museum, right? In Houston, a space museum.
So let me ask you this question then. So does it really get exhausting, and also like, you know, can also makes you anxious? I don't know. It could make you anxious that, well, today I'm very busy. There's a lot going on. I've still not posted, and I don't know what to post about. Like, how do you deal with that?
I haven't posted today. I haven't posted yet. If you think about it, today's post is not out yet.
So yeah,
There's no post for today.
how do you deal with that? Like, of course, you don't have to post every day, but I think it's just a goal that you create for yourself, right? Like, you just create a deadline for yourself, and sometimes like, that's why I'm gonna post every day, and I stopped doing it because I was like, this is making me anxious because I have other things to do, and it's gonna be on my head until I get that post out. And so I'm gonna make a conscious choice that I'm gonna post when I feel like, okay, this is the right time to post.
Like, so I'm just thinking about what could I post about today? One, price increase. Oh, I have like, we're going from $169 to $199 in the next 24, well, until by Monday. And so I could post about that. I could post about our conversation about how founders are out there to help each other. And I can list out founders that have helped me along my journey. Like, just as two random ideas that from right now.
Smart.
That's it, right? And that's it. And it doesn't take so long to write all these posts and push them out. I mean, it's just simple ideas, I would say. Keeping it super simple, keeping it what's relevant and what's top of mind. Because like, if we're talking together, and I take a screenshot of this and I can make a post out of it. and I can relate it back to what we both do and how we're providing value to the world.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. There you go. Got your
Simple
post out.
ideology, man.
And do you use AI to like help you with the posts?
100%. Absolutely. 100% absolutely written by AI, edited by me, and pushed out. Ideas come from me, tell it to the AI. AI writes the whole post, and then fully just put.
So do you have like a custom prompt that you use that's like perfected your voice?
No. Custom prompt that I use? No. There's like a custom built GPT that I use 100%. That's not
Nice.
mine. It's from somebody else. I just use that, give it my idea. I just usually talk my idea out to it. Like I just voice my idea out, and then it just.
Which one is that? I would definitely want to try it out.
Okay, so now at this point, we should just make the content for me today because it's I double dip on time. What was the two ideas I gave you? I think one was, hey, everybody that's helped me, and the other one was a price increase. Everybody that's helped me would take a lot more time, I think, because I'm going to genuinely deep down think about all the people and have a list of them, actually keep a list of people, and I will go down and tag them, and I want to give it time, right? I would never make a post like that comes from deep in my heart. That's from AI so I think there's a 80-20. 80% is AI because I need to get it out every day. And then there's 20% things that I really, really care about. Like, let me give you an example. The post that is about the founders that have helped me. You're one of the founders that have helped me. The other two founders that have helped me tremendously is Expandy founders. They do LinkedIn automation, and they're like, you will not see them show up on my feed, not see me talking about them. You will not see anything, but behind the scenes, they are the most supportive people. Like, they will text me and see how I'm doing. And these guys are running like a $10 million company, $20 million company, right? ARR. The company's probably worth 100 million or 200 million. And they don't need to take time out to talk to me or spend time with me or talk to me about my health or talk to me about different things. Like, bro, that's amazing. Like, just think about that for a second, right? It's like,
Yeah.
and when I ask them, like, hey, how do I do X, or how do I, expand into different avenues, they will share. They're very open to sharing. They're very open to helping. And I think, like, it's not just their embodiment of who they are is what their company now, Expandy, also stands for, right? It's like credible people that will help you for nothing in return.
Yeah. And I think we need more people to be doing that, right? Like, I think you made a post about this as well previously, where some people just didn't show up. You wanted to help them out. But I think, yeah, that's really it, man. Like, when I meet a founder, I just like met another founder in SF. This guy's like, he met me at this random pitch night. It's like a comedy pitching show kind of thingy. And I meet this guy is like, I just came here a few days ago, I'm here for a couple of months with my co-founder, trying to raise because he wasn't getting like good deals in India. He's just trying to raise his pre-seed. And the guy's like clueless of like what to do, how to pitch, where to go. No one giving them warm intros or anything, like no network, nothing. I'm like, dude, you can't be doing this to yourself, like just showing up at the city randomly with no plan. People do that, but like you could do better. So um yeah, I spent some time with them the next day, like just like working through him, making some intros, looking at their pitch and everything. And I was like, okay, I also get like, because a lot of times founders also need to talk to more founders about just like asking for help, like, dude, like help me with my pitch because you might be like, oh, this is the best thing in the world, and I'm like, I don't feel like that. And I see this guy's product, I'm like, dude, you've got like such a well-built product, you've got some enterprise customers using it, and you're struggling with pre-seed. And then I see your pitch and I'm like, there's no wonder why. And so let's work through this, right? So yeah, I think there are so many people who need that. And I think it's the same thing. Like, keep giving forward, because there are people that I have gotten help from that had no, they had no business in doing that. And like, I'll call it out. Like this guy, Prakash Durgani, I'm gonna do a podcast with him as well, hopefully soon. But I messaged the guy. I met him for like a few seconds. He doesn't even remember meeting me at Ling Bangalore at a coffee shop, and he's like the GTM guy at Vercel. And I message him and it's like, dude, I'm in SF. I want to talk about, like, I'm building this product and CROs are going to be buying this. And he's, of course, a CRO guy. And this guy just randomly pulls up to Della Cafe in the Feedy district in SF, spends a full hour with us doing a master class on sales and how CROs think and how sales tools should be and everything from like what graphs he thinks about, how he does performance review for sales and everything. And spends that 1 hour. He's like very sharp and critical of like how we're thinking about things. So he wants to make sure that we succeed and then just shoots off and then sends me a LinkedIn message saying, I hope you didn't mind me being blunt about this stuff, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys know. I'm like, no, this is amazing. Like, I am not getting like the GTM guy at Vercel coming to me every day and spending an hour with me, giving me a masterclass on this. So like, we need to keep this culture on. And I've also met founders who are a bit cocky about this. Like, I've raised $10 million. I'm not going to be sorry, bro, not in my class. Okay, bro, like it's your thing, but
No, I was talking to somebody. I think overseas. I was traveling to some conference, and I went to somebody, and I think at that time it was a different product, right? That we had to shut down and refund it. But I talked to somebody, and I was like, "Hey, what do you do?" And they basically just said, "Yeah, like I raised like 18 million or something. Like, have you raised?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And it literally just almost turned around and walked away. And I was like, "Well, okay, how much revenue do you have?" And I was like, "I'm assuming zero." Because if you talk to me this way, I can't imagine how you talk to your customers. Because holy shit, I feel bad for the 18 that you got. Because you shouldn't have been given anything. That's no way to talk to somebody.
unfortunately, man, unfortunately, that's become so much of a culture. And yeah, I've seen that a lot in SF. I've seen that happening elsewhere as well. It's like I'm as big as the fundraise amount that I did and the valuation that my company did. Like, bro, we probably did it because some VC thought that you came from like a great company or you had a good pedigree for university, or maybe they saw something in the idea in the market. 99% of the times VCs are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the statistic. That's not even me. Like, you could be one of those 99% people that they were wrong about. So don't really like go out and saying that I raised this much money, so I've got a great product. It's your customers who are going to tell you what are you really doing.
Don't let it be your identity. I think that's the other thing. Why not VC? And why VC?
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you that question because if you remember Phil's live stream, you pitched to 3 VCs live. They all wanted to like talk to you, and then you decided to bootstrap, not take anyone's money.
Dude, you don't understand how difficult. Like, so first of all, that moment for me at that time, there couldn't have been a better moment. Like, do you understand? I don't think you get it. For you, it might not be anything, right? Because you were like, "Hey, man, I'm getting on with Phil on Zapier, like with this live stream. Do you want to join?" Like, I'll ask Phil, right? That was like from you. But for me, dude, you understand? This was just an idea, like a basic thing. Like, we were just literally not even ready to onboard a customer. Like, it was so early on for us. And then being able to just pitch right there on stream, right there, and get 3 intros, and then end up talking to those people. I think the first one I wasn't ready. Like, truly, when I talked to the first investor, I wasn't ready. It was an angel investor, phenomenal guy. Because Phil's network, first of all, is incredible.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I think there's something Phil's working on right now it's called AI Rolodex.
Yeah, I saw that
Right?
yesterday.
And it's all the vetted people from Phil's network. Right. And I think that's really cool. And I think if people should get on that, if they can, and get vetted by Phil, 100% go to AI.
Yeah, like I would at least, if I was a VC, I would at least invest $1 million just into Phil's network as a product.
Yeah. It's crazy. The first person, I wasn't ready, but they taught me something. They made me realize I need to always be ready. I thought I knew my pitch. That person spit my pitch back to me in words that I can't imagine, in a way that I couldn't fathom. It was absolutely incredible. Right? And I sat there stunned and thinking, how is this person that knows nothing about my product telling me my product better than I could have said it? Right? So that, and I walked in there with no numbers, no idea, no nothing, because truly in the back of my mind, I didn't want to raise, but it would have meant the world to me because like I needed it badly. Like, I was like, honestly, it's not been the best. Like, it's a hard financial journey to bootstrap, especially in my last time. I full-time job was in November. I turned in as a head of product. I turned in my notice and I was like, I'm walking out. So imagine that till now, right? It's been like, so at that moment, I think in May was pivotal for me. I was like, dude, but I think the decision in me to say no was because I needed a fire to burn.
Mm.
If somebody had handed me the money, I think the fire would still be there to do well, but the everyday waking up and doing, like, I go at it like there is no other, my friend. I spend time like there is no other on the one singular goal that I have. It is like you won't imagine the amount of time I spend to go after like what you see as a product today, right? Not
Yeah.
what I product, I mean, as the outcome you see today it's a conscious every moment decision. If you've noticed, even in this call that we're talking, how many times I've tried to bring in people that I've worked with, like, right? So I do that as a conscious effort constantly every day, 18 hours a day that I work. And I work probably more. 3 a.m., a customer call, I'm there. I don't think this is normal. I don't think this is okay. And I don't condone this hustle behavior. Don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning this shit. I'm just, this is what
You're
I have
just
had.
hashtag founder voting, bro.
Yeah, this is what I've had to do, man. So like, had somebody given me and said, "Hey, yeah, here's," and funny enough, I talked to somebody and they were like, initially, they were like, "Yeah, we invest $100,000 check." I got on a call with them. They're like, "Oh, we'll sign 250 right now, like right now. We'll give you a term sheet. Like we're sending you a term sheet." I'm like, "No." I decided on this call, I just don't want to do it because, for me personally, I believe that fire burning at this stage would needed to be there so much. That doesn't mean that I can't raise later. Maybe I could, but I think I'm going to carry on bootstrapping. I think it's a great. And oh, the other thing was, do we want this to be $1 billion business, right? Or do we want this to be a $20 million business? That's the other thing. And who do I want to be dictating what I cannot do at the end of the day, right? I just want to spend every single day talking to customers, solving their problems, building a product for them. That's it. Right. And at the end of the day, if that turns into be a company that makes 10 million, 20, 30, I feel like I have friends now at those stages already. So I have friends that have $5 million companies, like 5 million ARR companies. I have friends that are expanding. They're 10 to 15, $20 million companies. I have friends that are in the $40 million ARR range. So I have friends in all of these ranges now that I feel like I could tap into at the time I get there, because they will probably be ahead of me when I get there, right? So why not just go through that path? And what is the initial point of seed funding? In my opinion, it was like, well, to grow faster, right? To enable you to grow faster. What's stopping you from growing faster without money? If you can do it without money, I think you could do it way better with it.
Which is true. Which is true. Like, I think I would never take money, even though I've literally taken money.
Yeah.
So it's gonna sound hypocritical, but yeah, I would never take money if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Bootstrapping a
That's fair.
business is probably the best way of going about it. And this is again true. Like, I met another founder in SF and I was like, it was like, I'm trying to raise pre-seed, I'm not able to raise. The first question I asked the guy is like, why are we raise it? And he wasn't able to answer. And I'm like, dude, if it is not clear to you why you're raising, how can you even tell an investor why you're raising and why would they believe in you? You don't believe in yourself yet, or at least the idea of like why you need to raise, right? Like, if you raise, there are certain things you want to hire, you want to grow things faster, you've got something figured out, then you need to scale that. Like, there are reasons to raise. But if you just want to raise because everyone's raising, that's not the best idea.
I've heard it. I've heard it all, man. I've heard like, oh no, we need to raise because we need to have our first sales hire. And this is the one that pisses me off the most. I'm so sorry. Like, I have friends who have raised and I am behind them because the products that they're building require a full set of features, like, to go to market. Like, there's no other way to build a
Yeah.
product without having the full engineering team and the resources to do so.
Which is like us. Like, we had to raise
Yeah,
because we're
exactly.
building a whole bloody CRM.
Yeah. Which is not a simple task. Like, it needs
Yeah.
power money in behind it, right? So unless you have a couple of million sitting in the bank, right, then that is your personal money that you can put in. Even then, I wouldn't condone that, right? But no, the biggest one is like, we need to raise because we need to get salespeople or marketing people. I'm 100% against that. We need to raise because we need engineering talent. Absolutely, go ahead, do it. Because if a founder is not doing founder-led sales till $1 million in ARR, is this product even worth it? If you can't sell it, why do you think an
Yeah.
employee could sell it?
Like, the founder has to be like the top seller at a company. Like, even now, like, if I look at HubSpot, for example, right?
Yeah.
Competitor, but friends or whatever for
Yeah.
us. I know, and Dharmesh is an investor, so it's all good. But look at Dharmesh. Dharmesh is still the top seller of HubSpot around the world, no matter what kind of salesperson or sales head or sales manager you can get in that company. It's still Dharmesh, and he's not even a salesperson. A founder has to be kind of it's the embodiment of what your product is, what the company is. Like if the founder cannot be that, then you can't expect anyone else to be able to do it.
I 100% agree with that, man. If you can't talk to customers, figure out their problems, go deep down, truly care and be passionate about solving them and providing them value enough that they take out their wallet and pay you, nobody else is going to be able to do that. Absolutely not. And so that's what gets me about VC and non-VC, right? I think absolutely. I think both areas have their goods and bads. And this whole fear mongering stuff going on LinkedIn about like VCs will kill you and spit you out. And, they're the evil of the world. It's bullshit, man. Like,
But
the
yes,
world is within you, man.
that takes me to my next question, which is, what's your hot take on LinkedIn AI influencers who, and you know the kind of people I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Who love fear mongering, or like they would go in and talk about AI is taking away your jobs, or AI is going to be doing this, or AI is shit, or AI is the best. There's like no value in of course, there's some of them who actually provide value in their content, but there's like low value in the content, but they're still doing great on impressions, and they become like top rated voice. I'm like, why?
Yeah. I think it's there's reality to fear, right? So yes, will AI take your jobs? Maybe. Whose jobs? Question, like that's the question. If you are top 50% percentile in any job that you do today, I don't care if it's AI related or not, you will be out of a job in 10 years. Why? Because you suck. You're you're bottom 50%. Bottom 50 percentile, well, it's terrible. Dude, if you're bottom 75 percentile in what you do today, you will be out of a job. Even if you work for yourself and you have only put in 75% of the capacity of what you could perform, you will not have a business tomorrow. Like, I can guarantee you that. AI and fear mongering aside, if you are the best version of yourself that can possibly exist, and ask yourself that every night when you go to bed. Did I truly produce what I'm capable to produce? And did I truly provide enough value to the world that I'm capable of providing? And if the answer is no, then wake up and keep on getting better and be the top 1% version of yourself. Then you have nothing to worry about in the world. The world can keep on going as it did for millennia before you. Nothing matters because you are the best version that you could be. Like, focus on you, right? I think that like focus on you and focus on the positive impact that you can have.
And I love that, because I think, forget the LinkedIn stuff for now, but like specifically the job question, people like, I love that concept that be the best version of you. Don't be the best product manager. Don't be the best community manager. Don't be the best engineer. Because the thing is, you're not engineer the day where you're born. And so why are you scared about, oh, my job's going to be taken away and I can't do anything in my life? No, you can. Like, it's just that maybe engineering would change as a job. Product management would change as a job. So many of these data analysts would change the job, and it would be a different thing. Like, telephone operators were not even a thing before, and now before telephones, and they are a thing now. And it's just that, but can you keep up and you take that best version of yourself to become that new thing, right? And that's what you need to worry about. All right, I'm gonna do quick hot takes. YC or not YC?
If you could get into YC, do YC. Why not?
If you chose not to go to YC.
If you chose not to go to YC after getting in, it's great to say I choose it if you don't get in, because it wasn't really a choice that you made. Somebody else did it for you. But if you get to choose to YC, why not go to YC? I think it's always good to have people rooting for you. It's always good to have a community. But the question is, do you really need it? No. If you're making $1 billion company, go to YC. If you're not making $1 billion company, it's going to be a lifestyle company. Don't go to YC.
What if GPT-5 makes your business irrelevant? What do you do then?
Then maybe you should have rethought your business. If you're really hammering down on a pain point, here's one other thing. Actually, it doesn't matter. If you really focus on a pain point and you have customers that you're solving that pain point for, they may not even know that GPT-5 exists. The amount of people actually using GPT-5 is not that, or GPT-4 or whatever today, is not that many as you think. Yes, AI is the forefront. It's getting better, and AI is in everything. But there's a whole dude, AOL, I think for the longest time, AOL as a company used to sell broadband internet. And they were making millions of dollars selling that, even though fiber optic was out.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? There will always be a group of people that have a problem that you're solving for that doesn't matter if you can target them and get to them. I'm not saying don't get better at your business and don't adopt AI. Yes, you should. But I'm saying, like, if you truly have found that problem market fit, and you are the solution for them, they may not know anything but you.
Yeah. That is so
So
true. Like it's all about focus, because that's another thing that I've realized is, you can go to ChatGPT and like do file conversions and all that stuff and everything. Still the number one way that people do it is like PPT to docx converter and open a link, quickly pop in a file, because the problem is not that now AI can solve it and can be cheaper or whatever. It's like the problem is like, I just want to go somewhere very quickly and get this file in 2 seconds because I'm in the middle of a form upload and I need to get this done. Right. So that's really true. Like if you've found your problem market fit, then you can still like, no matter how much AI is going to come in, it's not really going to kill your business unless like you don't know what you're doing.
I think it's how you shape the problem that you had in hand, which is great. Like, for example, somebody, like you said, a document that gets uploaded and it's like a little chatbot, for example. Let's say somebody uploads a document and says, here's the reference points, and then now this chatbot is going to be able to answer questions based off of this document. That use case, maybe yes, a ChatGPT already solves for it and does it, and you could just wrap it, right? But who you sell it for and why matters more. Maybe you made it a HIPAA compliant chatbot that does the exact same thing that is stored on local servers. I don't know. Now it doesn't matter if ChatGPT can do it.
Yeah.
Really different. Like, it's what is the problem point? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's how to think about it.
Cool, man. All right. I know that we're way over time. So, of course, I want to let you go. Anything that you wanted to say before that? Anything about Masterinbox?
No, man, not about Masterinbox, but about all the people that have helped support Masterinbox till today. If our customers, our friends, people like you, people like Phil, people like the Expandy founders, and all the partners that we have, man, I can't thank you guys enough. That's pretty much it. Of course, I thank Allah before everything else, more than anything else. But seriously, it's been an incredible journey, and I think I couldn't have done it without everybody else. So I'm thankful to all of you to make this possible, man.
For sure, bro. Like you took all the help, and I think you killed it more than anyone else could.
Well, the journey has just begun.
Yes, it has.
I feel like I'm in office now because I'm counting like, oh, first 100 days, what did we accomplish? That's what I feel like. We're going to look back at this and laugh at it probably and be like, oh man, this is, no, but it's been exciting so far, man. And thank you so much.
All right, man. Thank you so much for doing this.